Alrighty, so Miss Daisy had a field trip today working on those public access stuff. Also working on higher level thresholds. She's pretty much got everything down in the facility, so it's time that we just do a field trip every time she's in. Um, we we struggled. We struggled with place and we struggled with some leave it things. But we had a ton of people that wanted to say hi to her, that wanted to pet her. And I didn't film them, and I do apologize, but we did a phenomenal job of she sat and then she got released to go say hi by other people. So the fact that she was calm and she listened until she got the release command was amazing. But what we struggled with is really me going further than the leash, so further than 6 feet. So I will definitely start working on some long line stuff to practice that focus. She's what I would expect for being her age. She's very good with 6 feet and shorter. Anything longer than that, we really got to start working or double down on that. So like being in the front yard, put her on a long lead so she can be goofy, but then when she's deciding to chase those leaves, hey, I need you to focus. Now, the first loop we did around Home Depot, she was a little bit more distracted than I would like, but again, it's our first round through Home Depot. I didn't do anything to prime her before this. We didn't run through skills. We didn't do a loop outside of the facility. It was, all right, let's go. So she did really well for what I expected, just kind of that warm up. She loves Christmas lights. I hope if you guys set up Christmas trees or Christmas lights this holiday season, if she sleeps under the Christmas tree, please send me a picture because she absolutely loves the twinkles. Like she wants to just stop and stare at the Christmas trees when we go to Home Depot. But anyways, we really worked on disengagement with people, ignoring other things. We did see a couple dogs in the facility, and that was probably one of her bigger distractions, that she wanted to go say hi, and it was just, leave it, let's keep going. And that's pretty much what you just saw there on the camera. That's really the extent of her pulling with me. She was really active in her walking with me, and I did give her a couple treats through this, but it wasn't like a Pez dispenser. I know when we go on walks outside, especially when we have Oakley, she does drag a little bit, but she does really well. Now, this right here, this is where I know she's hitting her teenager years, or months, I should say. So there's a guy, you're going to see it in just a second. We had to move out of his way. Those giant ladder rolly thingies. He was rolling up to us, and then we had to get out of the way. And I stayed right here so she would hear this. It was squeaking obnoxiously. And so I'm giving her a couple extra treats because she just was a little unsettled with it. She didn't know what to do with it. So we stayed right here, and I was like, yes, good girl. You did it. Good girl. She wasn't in a place, but her expectation is I just sit and wait until we know what we're doing next. Squeakiness, the beeping of the forklifts, we heard those occasionally. Those did kind of not necessarily trigger her, but she got a little uncomfortable with that. And that's going to be an indicator that she's coming into those teenager fears at months, not years. I'm so sorry. Where she's getting those biological upgrades, which is amazing that she's growing up into being an adult dog, but also a little frustrating because what we've worked on is going to start happening. Now, right here, I think I texted you about this. So here's the fan. When we walked past it, she was like, ooh. So I was like, all right, let's sit in front of it. Look at those ears. Like, it's like a model where she's like, yes, I love this. I'm going to move the camera so you can see her face. Look how happy she is. It made me smile. She was like, yes, thank you. I almost wanted to stop and take like a beauty shot picture for you because she was just like, it's lovely. But again, people are hard, so we go where people are, which is Home Depot. By herself with no other dogs, so not with Maddie, not with Oakley. She really, really does phenomenal. It's building up what your family life looks like. Being able to take her everywhere. Now, there was a person behind us that was crinkling a bag of chips, which was very frustrating. But you can see where she checks in with me and looks behind, and checks in with me and then looks behind. I rewarded the check-ins with me, but we kept going. That's the unpredictability of training in public that we definitely, every opportunity you have, just keep working on it. And again, she's interested in people, but it's about keeping her nose straight. And the more that we don't make a big deal about that and just let's go, the less value doing the nose pulls or checking out something, the less it'll be. Now in just a second, you're going to see the video swap. So here we were working on a long place, and this is where I said, hey, we really struggled. She was holding her place really well. And as soon as I started going out of sight, she was like, nope, you can't leave me. So I put her back in the spot. And she does the sit place well. It's about here where I can see like she's just like, no, I'm not interested in it. And I was able to go out of sight for a second, but only a second. So distance and going out of sight are our next real big thresholds. No, I can do this in the facility. Here's the thing that's the kicker. I can do this. She's in the training room and I walk around the hallway and back through the other door of the training room and she's fine. She sits. She doesn't move. She doesn't make a peep. I can do her in the lobby and walk away and she doesn't peep. So this is where it's, okay, we got too comfortable in the facility. Time to really practice our distractions. I did ask her for it down here. She did it in the weirdest way possible. Then she sat back up like, no, I'm not comfortable. So I asked her for a place here and you can see like it just progressively gets worse. After this filming, I did do some more like actual training, hardcore training in the different hallways, in the different alleyways of Home Depot without the camera, just so that I could solely focus on her and not where the camera was or where we in shot and stuff like that. So we got more repetition with this, but you can see I ended up on an easier threshold. Okay, she could come to me. She got some treats. I rewarded it and let's go. But watch this. She's going to sit and then body block for the people that come up here. That is a service task. And here I was just fixing something on her collar, but she sits and she puts her body between me and the other people. That is phenomenal. And you can see her ears. She's watching them. She's listening. She checks in with me. I'm going to reward this because she did a phenomenal big dog thing right there. Now, here we are going back on some walking. So this is where I have her on the belt leash. And I wanted to practice like, okay, my hand's in my pocket. There's no treats. My hand isn't a target. What are you going to do? She does really well on belt leash, like just phenomenally well on belt leash. Now, every once in a while you have to kind of take a step back, but generally does this well. Here we are walking past those Christmas lights. I was really trying to get her face in, but she like almost rubs her face in the Christmas trees. Now we're going to go outside in just a second and you can see, oh, look at that nose going. The manure, dude. I don't know what it is about the nice smelly manure, but she was very distracted with it this session. I also tried a different camera angle, which I kind of like. But anyways, so we're working, so you're going to see it in just a second. We're going to pass the manure and I'm asking her leave it. And you can see those lip licks. There's some manure on the ground. It was and then she pulls a little bit and it's and we take a couple steps backwards to redirect, get that focus. And you can see her like, fine, I guess. Now, I do switch her over to the other side. I realized that I walk a lot of the dogs on the right side often. So I wanted to make sure that she was comfortable on the left side because I know you guys do the left side as well. So you can see here the next little part of the video is us doing the left side work on belt leash. And once I was done with this, when I said I did more training without worrying about the camera, we also worked a little bit more on the left side as well. But overall, like, she's doing a lot better. It's just about maintaining that expectation on her. As she's getting into that teenager phase, it's going to feel like one step forward, two steps back. But really what it is one step forward and one step up. Like you're going up steps because she is getting, growing up. Really, honestly, she's getting those biological upgrades and she's grown up. But she's handling the distractions really well. Let me know if you have any questions. Next week, I believe are our last two in our package. We also have our privates. We have another private session. So let me know when you'd like to do those. But otherwise, it is always a pleasure to work this kiddo. Yeah, thank you for letting me do it. But I'll see you guys next week.